Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's take a look at the markets because they are still booming. It's funny because I hear all these experts on there talking about, oh, look how great everything is happening under Joe Biden. No, there's been jumps in the markets for other reasons. Gold and silver are jumping up because BRICS has announced they're going to launch a blockchain paying system. In addition to that, even though the feds are saying now they're not going to cut no rates, at least that's what they're saying, but the gold and silver bugs aren't buying it. We have record highs on gold, silver starting to run again. The stock market is doing really well, and I think that has more to do with the fact that Trump has locked down the nomination for the Republican Party. This happened last time. I think people are excited about what the future might hold for us. So let's get into this. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Miles Franklin. The link will be down below in the description. When you make your purchase, make sure you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they'll take care of you. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us over here at this phone number or over here at this particular email. For all orders over $10,000, reach out by email and we'll make sure that you get a great deal. So come on over to Miles Franklin and add to your precious metal inventory. Some quick cleanup. So this guy here, Mel Carmine, he was all over the freaking YouTube and all over social media, pushing the QFS system and stuff like that. So somebody said now all of a sudden he's disappeared and that website he was pushing is no longer there, and a lot of people might have gotten ripped off. I've not been able to confirm that. When I went to his account, I'd warned a lot of people about that website and this guy, but since I can't confirm a lot of this stuff because I haven't had time to, maybe some of you out there know what happened to him. Where's Mel Carmine? And where's that website that you go to and secure all your stuff in the so-called QFS system? Has anybody got the status on that? All right, crypto's running. First thing this morning, look, we got Bitcoin at $72,659.67. Ethereum is at $3,979.51. Solana is at, wow, $157. Looking good. And XRP still around the same place at 68 cents. Cardano is at 74 cents. Dogecoin back up to 17 cents. Shiba is at 4032. Polkadot's at $10.85. Polygon's at $1.27. Chainlink is at $20.41. Litecoin's at $96.06. Terra Luna Classic is at now 302. Looking good. It's in the red today, but continuing to slowly move up. Yes, indeed, Saitama has changed over to SATA Chain. And of course, it gave you more value, so I'll take it. Anyways, it is currently sitting at 0.0011. Gold is at $2,179 per ounce. Silver is at $25.11 per ounce. So if you go to my little stock watch portfolio, here we are. Anyway, since I put in the prices from this morning, here's what we got going on. Bitcoin so far has me a profit of $10,017 at its current listing. Ethereum has given me a profit of $9,779 so far. Looking good. Honeywell is up $861. Invictus, I've been waiting for this to do something. It came back just a little, but even so, I'm still down negative $2,500. Nvidia, I'm up $8,900. Drexion finally starting to move. It's at $1,109. First Majestic is up $1,517. Intelligent Biosolutions came down just a little, but I still have a profit of $63,333. Now, this one here, this thing, I've been waiting for it to do something, and it hasn't done anything. So I'm going to close out this one. I have $4,919.35 left over. I'm going to go ahead and move it into Ethereum and then close this sucker out. So in case you're wondering, why did I move it into Ethereum and not Bitcoin? Well, when you're investing, you shouldn't be chasing the dollar amount. You should be chasing growth. I looked at Bitcoin since January the 1st. It is up 64% on the year, and Ethereum is up 68%. We want to look at the percentages. So I moved it into Ethereum because Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin for the year so far. Vertex is up $1,031. Occidental Petroleum is up $173. So a lot of these came out of the negative, thank goodness, but even so. Vera Therapy is up $19,745 in profit for me. Rumble, still moving up, but slowly, up $9,900 for the year for me. Netflix, I have a profit of $4,045. Super Microcomputer, I'm up $33,674 for the year. And Triple Q, I'm down $125.27. And Q I added, it's new, all right? So this isn't from November. I added it sometime last week. I still want to add a couple more on here. So far since 11/9 of 23, I'm up $166,319.13. Gold right now, my profit is at $1,089. Silver, I'm up $919 so far. My overall profits minus my investments is $168,328.38. This is what I was talking about. I didn't think this was going to be possible. I didn't think people would trust China to run things, nor Russia. But according to the latest news that has been coming out, no one person would control what's going on. So decentralized, is that possible? That's going to be interesting considering China's involved. They don't usually like anything decentralized. So BRICS Group collaborates on independent payment system using blockchain and digital currency. This initiative aims to reduce reliance on the US dollar and increase BRICS' role in the international monetary system. The BRICS Bridge multi-sided payment platform will be developed, and the contingent reserve arrangement will incorporate currencies other than the US dollar. So they have not launched this yet. It's in the makings. So the BRICS group of countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is collaborating on the creation of an independent payment system. The objective is to develop a secure, efficient, and blockchain-based payment system that is convenient for governments, ordinary people, and businesses. It should also be cost-effective and free from political influence. This initiative is part of the BRICS group's efforts to enhance its role in the international monetary system and reduce reliance on the US dollar. So this is starting to become more and more of a reality. Just another reason why you should buy into gold and silver, as the US dollar is forecasted to crash. So I've been warning people about banks, about real estate. So when I come across a video that talks about it a little bit more in detail, I like to share it with you, just to show you another reason why you should not keep your money in the bank. I know that sounds scary, and a lot of you are going, man, it's hard to do. I'm just saying for your own protection. You can hear why. Let's get into this.
Gold hits an all-time high. Banks go bust. The U.S. border invasion gets worse. Apple ditches its electric car project. Commercial real estate collapse unfolds. Of all these things are happening right now, our next guest predicted all of them. So how can any one person do this? Well, our next guest is one of our favorite guests here on Redacted, and our audience asks for Gerald Celente to come back regularly. He is, of course, the founder of the Trends Journal, which, of course, forecasts what we're about to see many months before we actually see it. And Gerald, welcome back to the show. We had you on right at the new year, and we did our big 2024 predictions, forecasts, and you have the big Trends Journal predictions for 2024. And I can't believe I was going through it. I was going through how many of the forecasts that you nailed on our show back then, a few months ago, have already started happening. Gold just hit an all-time high. So you guys have been nailing this.
Yeah, it's, I've been at this for 44 years. These are some of my books, Trends 2000, international bestseller, trend tracking, far better than Megatrends, Time Magazine. I've been at this, for a lot of years. And I have to tell you, I'm very sad. I'm happy the forecasts are coming out, but I'm sad for the reason why they're coming out. And when you take, for example, we're talking about the commercial real estate. We forecast this was going to happen back in May of 2020, when they locked down the world. You got to work it out in your home. You can't go out. You only can have 10 people in your house. Stand 6 feet apart. Well, no, make it 1.5 meters. People started, they're working at home day after day, week after week, year after year, and they're saying to themselves, I had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to commute 1.5 hours each way.
Right.
I hate this. I'm not going to do it anymore. Now, I'm the guy that, say I have 10 floors in an office building. Everybody's in a damn cubicle. I don't see them. Yeah, stay home. I don't need all this space.
Right. Yeah.
So,
and now these offices are closing down and totally empty. I've talked to some skyscraper owners who say that, 60, 70% of the buildings are vacant.
your office vacancy rate in New York City is at 23%. Vacant, nobody there. Your office occupancy rate in New York City, the city that used to never sleep, that now is closing down at 10 o'clock at night, your office occupancy rate, meaning people going to work, is at 49.5% according to Castle Systems. Now, all the businesses that depended on commuters, going out of business. Now let's go to what's going on with how you're going to pay. I'm going to default on the building. And who's going to suffer? Well, the banks. The banks are going to go bust. What happened last year around this time with the bringing down of the Silicon Valley Bank, with the Silicon Con Man Bank, and the First Republic, nothing compared to what you're going to see. And most of the loans are being held by small and medium-sized banks. And what they did when the interest rates were down near zero, they bought government bonds that are worth nothing now. So they don't have the cash to cover these losses. We're going to see a banking crisis, the likes of which we've never seen in modern history.
What is going to happen to the average American? Because you say that, I've been saying that here on our show, looking at the same, I'm looking at your trends forecast and I'm seeing what's happening with these small banks, the regional banks, the small little banks that have a lot of these commercial real estate loans. And as they adjust after 5 years, 6 years, they're not going to want to refinance. The owners of these buildings are not going to want to jump from a 3% interest, 4% interest to 7-8% interest rate.
That's what I was speaking about. So you won't see a lot of moving. You won't see a lot of selling. Just because most borrowers are locked somewhere in that 3% range. Commercial real estate, I understand if you are at 3%, but nobody's occupying your building, you can't pay your mortgages. But make no mistake about it, this was planned and is going exactly the way they want it. BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street are starting to buy up a lot of commercial real estate, as well as single-family homes here in California. My guess is that they're doing it everywhere. So this is going according to plan.
No one's coming to work in the building. It makes absolutely no sense. So you can see it clearly. But then you have people saying out there, no, this is just alarmism. The Fed did stress tests on these banks and they're fine. Nothing to see here, nothing to worry about, Gerald.
This is from this week's Trends Journal. Yesterday, Spectrum New York 1 reported that, quote, the delinquency rate for office buildings in New York City, you ready, has increased more than 1,000% from January 2023 to January 2024.
1,000%.
1,000% increase. It's not in the news. You can't find it anywhere. Hey, did Taylor Swift have sex yesterday? I mean, this is what the news is.
So also, on top of this, now you're seeing, of course, the destruction of the U.S. dollar and the U.S. currency. And this is why, and I mean, you can tell us exactly why. Now we see gold, another one of your forecasts from earlier, a few months ago, gold hitting an all-time high. A lot of people say, no, gold's going to go back down. The U.S. dollar is supreme. Nothing to see here. So this week, gold hits an all-time high, breaks $2,100 a troy ounce for the very first time. This is stunning, but not surprising to you.
No, because it's very simple. Again, tracking trends is an understanding of where we are, how we got here to see where we're going. So here we are. How did we get here? Well, once upon a time, there was a thing called the COVID war. And I'm not making that up. That's what they called it. Here. This is in this week's Trends Journal. Then President Donald Trump said, it's a war. I view it as, in a sense, a wartime president. Joe Biden, this is a crisis. We're at war with a virus. Little Andy Cuomo over here. The soldiers in this fight are our healthcare professionals, blah, 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 blah. We're fighting a battle. And one after another, that little Capson Macron over there in France, we are at war. Boris Johnson, we must act like any wartime government. I'm mentioning this because every time they call something a war, the people march off. The people march off. Again, 88% of the people were so stupid that they swallowed the crap spewing out of the mouth of a little daddy's boy, born on third base, thought he had a home run with a brain smaller than a pea, little George E. Bush. We're going to get that guy Osama bin Laden dead or alive. 88% of the people swallowed it. So now going back to gold. They started the COVID war. We forecast economies are going to crash. They're locking down everybody. Salenti, you don't know what you're talking about. We're going to make up something new. We're going to bring these interest rates down to zero. We'll keep them negative over there in Europe, and we'll pump in trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, and with money backed by nothing and printed on nothing. Okay, let's go back to gold. The economy boomed. Merger and acquisition activity hit all-time high. Home prices skyrocketed. Your average price of a home in America is almost $400,000. Oh, your median household income is only $74.5 thousand. That's nothing. But anyway, going back to gold. So the dollar got very strong. And then they started raising interest rates, kept the dollar strong. Now they're going to lower interest rates. The lower interest rates go, the weaker the dollar gets. This is the beginning of the death of the dollar. The lower the dollar goes, the higher gold prices go, because gold is dollar-based. And now you're in another country, your currencies are worth more. As the dollar goes down, you're going to buy more gold. And if you don't believe me, just ask the Chinese that are buying up gold like crazy. And the central banks had a record year last year of buying gold. So the deeper the dollar falls, the lower interest rates go, the higher gold goes up. Again, they created a debt bubble that is going to burst. We have a $34.5 trillion debt bubble in the United States, and it's increasing. About $1 trillion every couple of months. Yeah.
We have a chart that we keep up with during our show with the national debt, and it's just $34 trillion, and it's going up almost $1 trillion now in every 3 to 4 months. Unbelievable.
That is insane. That's just the interest on that sucker. $1 trillion every 3 to 4 months. You think we can sustain this in the United States? They can always revalue gold and silver. That'll help. Anyways, I will leave you a link to this video. This is from Redacted. I always encourage everybody to go check out their YouTube channel. They have one of the best out there for independent news. So this isn't fear mongering. This isn't fear porn. I'm letting you know about this stuff for your own good. I don't trust the banks. You shouldn't either. I don't keep my money in the bank. Only keep enough in there to pay my bills. That's it. The rest is in gold and silver. You should at least keep enough cash on hand to cover 6 months worth of bills. So calculate up what your monthly average is and keep it somewhere safe in your house. The reason why I say that is if we have a bail-in, and I'm sure that's coming, or your bank should somehow collapse before you even have access to it, might take a couple months, it might take longer. At least then you're not screwed by your bank and you can pay your bills and things aren't getting turned off and your house isn't being foreclosed on. Look, you can go anywhere you want to buy gold and silver. I encourage people to buy gold and silver. But I prefer if you're going to make a choice to go buy your precious metals, you go check out our friends over there at Miles Franklin. You can call them at 844-874-6797. Tell them Pimpy sent you. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and email us. Right there's the email. For all orders over $10,000, use the email because we can get you a better rate than what you see on the website. Precious metals will help protect your wealth, helps protect your family. It's a great hedge against inflation, and it definitely keeps you out of the system. Anyways, that's it for now. Look forward to your comments. I will get back at you later. I'm out.